Thank you very much, Gladys. Thank you. It's a great honor and a delight for me to be here. Thank you very much for having me today. And I have one question for you. Have any of you, have you ever in your life, or perhaps know somebody who ever experienced some changes that you don't welcome in your life? Or perhaps some adversities, or maybe even some really tragic, grievous events? Many of us have. And for me, my experience started with in 2011. Before 2011, growing up privileged in Indonesia, and then coming to the United States for my doctorate degree, I live a beautiful life. That was until 1 month before our 15th wedding anniversary, when my former husband, seemingly out of the blue to me, declared that he was no longer want to be married, and he left the marriage. And as if the pain from this unexpected divorce wasn't enough, I experienced a multitude of other grievous events, from being disowned by my family, because in my culture, a divorce is always the woman's fault, to cancer, to financial loss, to death of many loved ones. 9 grievous events in 2 years, that at the end of the 2 years, I was in so much pain that I wish I could die. But I didn't die. And after a little time, I decided that if I have to stay alive, I'm going to thrive. Not just survive, but I'm going to thrive, and I'm going to do that with ease and fun somehow. And that's actually when I started my own journey into personal development and grief recovery. And fast forward 8 years, my life was beautiful again. I have completely recovered from my previous tragedies. That was until out of the blue, my right hand, my dominant hand, suddenly become completely paralyzed. And all the doctors and specialists could not find the cause. And I became handicapped. I could not even hold a pen like this. And in 2 weeks, the beautiful life that I have rebuilt in a wonderful way suddenly fell apart. And in 2 weeks, I became handicapped, lost a career that I built over 25 years, lost my income. As if that was not enough, my mother suddenly became critically ill. And on top of that, my long-term boyfriend, my #1 companion and cheerleaders through my recovery journey, suddenly, our relationship suddenly lost, and I lost my long-term boyfriend as well. And I felt as if I was smacked by life, managed to rebuild, and then thrown into the abyss. Now, how could you go on if you have rebuilt your life with sweat and tears, and then it disintegrates just like that in front of you again? What can you do at that moment? Well, at that time is actually when I discovered that I did not go through as much of the anguish and despair as I did the first time around in 2011. And that's when I realized that I actually has discovered certain key points, 5 key points that allow me and allow many other people to actually be able to continue to have hope despite of adversities. And the first key points that allow all of us to continue to have hope despite of adversity is to remember what Christopher Reeves, the actor, says. And he says that once you choose hope, anything is possible. Christopher Reeves says once you choose hope, anything is possible. So hope is a choice. It is up for me to choose hope and stay hopeful regardless of everything that is going on. Now, the thing is, let's say we have choose hope such that we can have a 2 thumbs up outcome regardless of what's going on. Well, that's a great thing. But if you are in the midst of adversity, how can you stay hopeful? How can you not become discouraged? And that's when the other 4 fingers of our hand comes along. And the first one is what I discover is to remember what Viktor Frankl, which is the Austrian psychiatrist, says, that abnormal behavior in an abnormal circumstance is normal behavior. So in other words, what Viktor Frankl says, that if things are abnormal and we are not acting ourselves, it's normal. We don't need to point fingers at ourselves and say, hi, why aren't you being normal? Hi, why aren't you being strong? And it is to allow ourselves and say, okay, things not normal. And if I feel like crying, let me cry. If I feel like screaming, let me scream. Because we know that our tears to our heart is like water to plants. Our tears is the glue that bring our broken heart back together. And so that's the first thing that can help us not get discouraged, is not by not being demanding to ourselves and not pointing fingers at ourselves. And then the second thing that I find can very helpful when we seems to just keep going through things is to remember the diamond. To remember the diamond. Each and every one of us, you ladies, are diamond. You are like diamond. There is a brilliant diamond inside of you. And at the same time, we want to remember the journey of the diamond. For a diamond to become a diamond, the diamond deep in the core of earth has to go through billions of years of lots of pressures and lots of heat. And after all these pressures and heat, this diamond, this piece of carbon finally become a diamond. Billion years of pressure and more pressures and heat and more heat. And then it's finally become a diamond. And now this diamond deep in the earth, guess what? For the diamond to be able to go to the surface where it can be discovered, where it can bring its brilliance, it has to be propelled. The diamond has to be thrown to the surface of the earth, typically by volcanic eruptions or something in that magnitude. It just thrown out from where it is into seemingly the abyss. And that diamond now on the surface of the earth can be discovered. But then guess what need to happen to this diamond that's on the surface of the earth? This diamond now, when it's on the surface, if you've ever seen raw diamond, they look like a piece of rocks. It doesn't look like a diamond. And for this diamond to become something that is discoverable, then it need to be cut and polished and cut and polish and more cutting and more polishing, which is rubbing. And that is to when we remember the journey of the diamond, we can remember that when life seemingly throwing us one after another thing, it is actually life helping us to bring more and more of our brilliance. It is as if you went through one thing and or a number of things and you recover from it so well. Life said, great job, congratulations. Let me help you grow and bring even more brilliance. And so life will cut you again and polish you again, so you are even more brilliance. And as you do that, life say, great job. You know, those very unique, special, high value diamond that has super brilliance, they got even more polishing and cutting than the one that's less valuable. And so same thing, life will cut us again and polish us again. That when it's happening, those rubbing feel like adversities. And so to remember that You are a beautiful, brilliant diamond, and everything that happened to you is to help you bring even more of your brilliance to and bring even better good to yourself as well as to others. And then the other thing, the fourth things that I find is the fourth key, and that is something that usually connect with people. We associate the fourth finger as the where if we were to get married or something, it's an expression of love. But also for us, it is to remember that and to know that you are loved. Know that you are infinitely loved. Many times when we are going through adversities, we can feel very much alone. And many times when we're going through adversities, we can feel unloved. And the truth is, love is regardless of anything out there. There is an infinite love. There is a divine love that is here for all of us, that is here for you, here before you were here. And now that you are here, it is in you and with you. Love that does not rely on anybody and anything out there. A love that will continue to be here even after you leave. And so know that when in those cold nights, when you feel lonely and alone, that you are loved. You are infinitely loved, and there is a community that love you. And then the last thing that I find very helpful, that for you, if you or your loved ones going through an adversity, and we want to be able to continue on and not get discouraged, is to welcome and ask support with open heart and open hands. And why do we want to have an open heart and an open hands? Because if we are asking for support, whether we are asking for a friend to listen to us, or we are asking for support in other way, if we have a close hand, in other words, we're gripping, we say, oh, you know what? I want you to listen to me for half an hour, and our friend only have 10 minutes. We will get disappointed and discouraged. On the other hand, if we simply say, I'm welcoming support, I'm asking, because if you don't ask, people might not know you need support. But I'm asking and I'm welcoming support with an open hand. If somebody has 30 minutes, awesome. But if our friend only have 10 minutes, we're grateful for that too. And we want to be grateful. We want to be grateful for all the little things. With our little finger, it reminds us to be grateful for all the little support we have, for all the little things that is still good in life. The fact nowadays that we are able to breathe without a machine is something that we are all want to be very grateful for. And so those are 5 fingers. And so with practicing those is actually helped me recover from my second tragedies, my hand, my mother, and the loss of my long-term boyfriend a whole lot faster. My hand is completely healed, and actually, as just with a diamond, after you're being polished, you learn to bring even more lights and more good into this life. For me, it's helped me hone in and actually simplified the 5 key points in being able to thrive through any change effortlessly. Not just being able to have hope, but as you go through the changes, as you go and face adversities in life, I actually streamlined and simplified that, created a book out of that called Seeking Peace, the proven 5 fingers method to thrive through change effortlessly. And that is something that if you know somebody is going through some challenge, I am just like the metaphor that I use our 5 fingers. You use this to be able to stay hopeful and not get discouraged. And your other 5 fingers will allow you in a very simple step-by-step like that to be able to continue to thrive and have peace of mind. even as we are going through adversities. The book available in Amazon and any country, including Australia. And so as you go off about your day today, just remember you are a beautiful, resilient diamond, and you can choose hope and allow help. And if you know somebody that can benefit on being able to thrive through adversity, please do go check out, because we all deserve to thrive. We all deserve to have peace of mind and ease, regardless of what's going on in our life. Thank you very much. Thank you. And it's my honor and my pleasure. Thank you.